Hello, everyone. My name is Jonas, and I'm going to walk through two quick demos back to back. High level, as we've just heard, the goal is to enable agents to do more. And specifically, one of the things that means is removing human bottlenecks throughout the SDLC. The two demos we'll go over take what used to be human bottlenecks, where an agent had done something and was now waiting for a human, and replaces them with checkpoints where we still want human judgment injected and taste injected at the right points throughout that process, but it goes from being a blocking, stopping process to one where the human is pulled in at intentional points along the way rather than being default blocking on that. We'll demo two specific bottlenecks that we have removed. And this is the first one. And so the bottleneck here is from building to testing. And so the way that this works today is you have an agent, you give it a prompt, it goes off, generates a bunch of code, and you come back, and now you have a ton of changes that you need to review and test. And so what we've done with this in Cursor is instead you empower one agent to go off and do both of those things, and you come back to a much more fully fleshed PR that is easier to review. And so this is a cloud agent. I'm looking at it. It's done its work. I'm looking at it in Cursor Web. I can just come back after it's done its work. And instead of starting with the changes, I can review a video, because these agents don't just write code, they test it. And they don't just test code, they actually produce a video, a proof, an artifact of the test. And so in this case, it's a video. It can also be screenshots. It can even be logs for backend changes where it ran those tests. And so let's just quickly take a look at this. Here, the feature that I asked it to implement is being able to pin agents in the sidebar in Cursor Web so that you don't lose track of them. You can see here it pinned one. It's pinning a second agent. I think it actually will go and prove that it can also unpin them. And so you can see here, very quickly, I can get a sense, does this roughly look right? By just watching this video, I can either follow up with the agent, or actually I can go over here and control the agent's environment running in the cloud. And so I can run terminal commands, but I can also just take control. This is not running locally. This is the dev server is a little mind-bending. It's the dev server running Cursor that Cursor built, and I can now, through Cursor, control that web environment. So it's very Russian dolly, but you can see here, I can interact with this. And so this is really useful for changes where maybe the demo video didn't quite bring across all of the points, or I want to check some other edge case, or I just want to play around with it and see, does this feature feel right when I use it myself? Can take full control, start with the video, take full control, and I can even go in here, review any of the changes, and create a PR directly from here, check on its status, resolve comments. I can even ask the agent to fix the comments as well. And so this is sort of the full control plane for agents from idea to reviewing their completed changes and taking that PR all the way to a merge. And so that was the first example. We'll walk through a second example now. The first one we did was in Cursor Web. And so this next one will be in Cursor's desktop app. We have a bunch of different surfaces, and our goal is to make it so that you're working with Cursor anywhere and everywhere you want. We have web, we have CLI. This is the desktop app. In particular, this is the new Cursor 3 agents window. So we have the editor first view, which is sort of what we started with in Era 1, as Michael was talking about. And we now also have an agents first view that's primarily about interacting with, checking in on, working with agents. And so here I have an agent that was running locally. And I'm going to walk you through this. The first bottleneck was from building to testing. The second one is going from creating a PR to getting it fully ready to merge. And so the bottlenecks here that you know well are you'll push some code to a branch. It takes 10 minutes for CI to run. Maybe a review agent has some comments, or CI flakes, or something fails. Now it's been 10 minutes. You need to go pull that code, fix the thing, address the comment, ask your agent to do it, push it back up, wait another 10 minutes. And so we said, why don't we take out that human bottleneck? That's not value add work. Let's have an agent do that. And so this is an example where I have an agent that ran locally. I can just click babysit PR in cloud, and this will actually spin up a new cloud agent with all of the context from this local agent. And it's getting a VM that's spinning up for it here. And it will go off, and it's just told, you know what, fix CI, address merge conflicts, fix comments. If there's anything that looks like more ambiguous, pull the human back in. But it is sort of taking that change from PR created to ready to merge, and lets me focus on the next task or something else that's higher value. So looks like the VM's ready, and it'll start working on that. And so these are two, very specific examples in the SDLC of bottlenecks that agents, especially ones working in the cloud, that I could throw this laptop in the river and this agent would keep babysitting the PR. It's not tied to my local machine, and I can have as many of these as I want. These are two very specific examples that we have baked into the product and found really useful internally. I think one other thing to mention is there are many of these points throughout the SDLC. And so we are interested in shipping a bunch of these built into the product, but we also think it's important, as Tito was talking about, for you and your organizations to be building your own agent teams and agent systems. And so we've been putting a lot of thought into the primitives and the product to help you build those kind of agent teams that help remove the bottlenecks in your agent systems as well.